Okay, everybody, you find me in quite the iconic location. And yes, I know, it's another wasteland, but if you're a Dragon Ball fan, then this is what you come to expect, realistically. But what we have here is something that is breaking the top 10. And coincidentally, and I promise you this was a coincidence, this was not intended, it is actually the ending of Season 1 of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And that is, of course, Episode 10. The three-parter from back in the day when on YouTube you couldn't have more than 10-minute videos at a time, so you had to all do it in parts. Those were the days, I guess? This one holds a lot of significance for myself and pretty much anyone who's a fan of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It is probably one of the first times in this parody series that we could actually, get serious. Because the first season, I openly admit, is not the best. It has aged well in some bits, it's not aged as well in other bits, I will honestly admit. But episode 10 definitely did. And just that moment with the Kamehameha and the Gallic gun, that moment is so good. That entire fight sequence was really good, and despite my misgivings with my vocal performance as Goku at the time, it still holds up pretty well, and just the build up to the Kamehameha, even back then, I still think, you know what, it's not bad. This was still before we actually had direct advice, directing via Skype with Kaiser, overseeing it. This was all still cold reading. Lani and I, we got to have this really good fight sequence. And I think it holds up pretty well. It was really good, and we finally really managed to settle with what we wanted to do with DBZA with that episode. Because before, it was a bit madcap, bit random, but that's what Abridged humor was back in 2008, 2009. Now we were actually starting to get a good idea about what we wanted to do going forward with Season 2. Because Season 2, I think everyone can agree with us, that is when we start to crystallize the overall style of DBZA. So we actually know what we're doing. It could have been a good time to bow out, but honestly we didn't. And I'm glad that we didn't. And with that episode, with all the screams, it still, I think, is a worthy place to, kind of solidify the top 10. But there are still far better performances to come. And speaking of what's to come, we have the Dragon Ball Super card game section of the actual video. So let's see what we got here. And I have bought a file and a folder to collate all my cards so I can actually have some organization. I'll show it off to you in a video. If you've been familiar with my social medias, like Instagram, Twitter, I did put a video that I spent a good couple of hours sorting it out. But you'll see that in a video later on. But let's see what we got here. We got another Ghost Warrior to start off with. Frieza Ghost Warrior. And finally, we've actually got a card that we haven't had for a while. So activate main, if you lead a card as a Black Machine Mutant card, and you choose 3 black battle cards with energy cost between 3 and 7 in your drop area and place them at the bottom of your deck in any order, play this card from your hand. So you can do that. If you fulfill the core requirements, you can bring 3 cards back into your deck. Boom. And then activate, place this card in its own drop area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch to rest mode. So you can switch something out, so you go like, no, you go to sleep. Ideally a monkey. Now this one we've had before, Masterful Technique Whis, so we've had that one before. Son Goku, The Path to Godhood, we definitely had this one before, and I remember this one pretty good, so that's alright. Son Goku, Ever Evolving, and when you play this card, draw 1 card. Activate once per turn, look up to 5 cards. Ooh. Now I remember this being pretty good, so I'm going to shortlist this one. Flaming Death Ball, I wasn't too sure about that. Misakatsun, The Living Weapon, again we've had that one. Dr. Lightsheet, Inception of the Grudge, now that one wasn't that great either. Bulma's Advice, now this one's new. Activate main, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your leader cards, and it gets 5,000 power to the end of your opponent's next. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, Bulma's Advice there. That's good advice, Bulma, thank you. Dr. Cochin, the Nefarious Scientist. Android 21 Scheme. Now, I remember looking in the comments that a lot of people were saying I should really look into getting this card. And this says, once per turn, when you or your opponents play a non-token battle card, it can attack for the duration of the turn. So it has multiple criteria. Maleficent Technique Frieza here, and what do we got? Oh, we got an SR right here. Yo, Bulma Unyielding Courage. Now this one's pretty rare. That was a significant moment. Dang, and it's a foily one, shiny, nice. When you play this card, draw 1 card, so that's the auto thing. Activate main once per turn, and you have to cost red energy. Choose up to 1 red or yellow Saiyan card in your drop area with an energy cost of 1. Negate its skills for the duration of the turn and play it. If you play the card, place the top 2 cards of your deck in the drop area. I'm not too sure about that. Let me know down in the comments if this is actually good. I'm not quite sure about this at this time. But unfortunately, we can't put it in the deck because it's a red energy. That's not what we're looking for. But it's pretty cool. It's an SR, so nice. But anyway, so I need to make a decision because we're back to Frieza Ghost Warrior, and it's between 3 cards. And 3 cards, what we got. There's Android 21 Scheme, Bomber's Advice, and SS3 Son Goku Ever Evolving. I know that people want me to get Android 21 Scheme. Oh, this one seems to be pretty good, but I don't have any Son Goku GTs or Pans in my deck yet. This might be good if I'm making another deck, so you know what? I think what we're going to do is we'll go for Bulma's Advice and Android 21 Scheme, and we'll see what we can do with that one, because people said I needed this card, so I think we'll go with that and see what we can do with it. But there we go. So that's it for day 15. We've got less than 10 days to go until we have our complete deck. And we now move on to the end bit, which is the Lego House Advent Calendar. The Kame House made by my wife Philly, by the way. So look forward to that. See what we pull from that one. So until next time, guys, I hope you're well, and I shall see you tomorrow. Catch you later.